21st century, we can actually make this a political issue. Just because women are actually there on stage and performing.
No, absolutely. Good evening, Madhav, and good evening to all my fellow panelists. There are three issues here. Number one, I think the Congress should sincerely, apologize for creating this controversy and being misogynistic to the core. As the lady athletes and the lady doctor has said, this is the dress code for the women bodybuilders. And they have an inspiration, not just the men, but the women as well. Eulogize Lord Hanuman. And Dushyantji is a very good friend. He narrated a little bit of Hanuman Chalisa. I also know a little bit of Hanuman Chalisa. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar. ज्ञान और गुण के सागर हैं. जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर. राम नाम अतुलित बलदामा. अतुलित बलदामा, immeasurable strength. The God possessing him. So why shouldn't bodybuilders be inspired by Lord Hanuman? And why just men bodybuilders? So number one, that is. Number two, being a Darwinian atheist, honestly, I have no skin in the game, but this much I know. Hinduism has survived 5 millennia because it imbibes the scientific virtues of diversity, empathy, independent thought, and reform. In Hinduism, religion is an offshoot of the way of life. While in Abrahamic ideologies, way of life is an offshoot of religion. It follows that the former is less shackled by rigidity or by rules and diktats and is therefore more mutable. Celebrating diversity of its followers, as always, the source, the fountainhead Madhav, dictates the mutability and eagerness to change. In Hinduism, there are sects that promote and celebrate atheism. Charvaks. There are sects that reject Vedas altogether, Lingayats. How gloriously ironical is that? Rejecting your holy scriptures and yet being proud Hindus. Can this happen in any other religion? Hinduism is an all-accepting, all-questioning idea. It teaches us to mock all isms except criticism. And so, personally, I find nothing wrong in women bodybuilders exhibiting their craft in front of Lord Hanuman. Three, very briefly. Congress speaking up for Hinduism and Hindus is like Hafiz Saeed speaking up for peace and non-violence. Congress has a history of Hinduphobia. Remember the statement by Congress leader Jarki Oli that Hindu has a dirty meaning and India should be ashamed of it? And who did Rahul Gandhi, by the way, meet recently on his Bharat Jodo Yatra? Yes, the virulently anti-Hindu pastor George Punaiya, who told him, quote, Jesus is the real God, not Shakti. Then there is Shivraj Patil, who claimed Lord Krishna taught jihad to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Recall how Mahila Congress leader Lavanya Balal made a Gaumutra jibe save as the Pulwama bomber, and an alleged post by the Congress youth wing leader Shaukat Ali called Hinduism a terrorist religion. Recently, a Goa Congress leader Jalmi termed Hindu god Parashuram a terrorist and a rapist. Congress mouthpiece National Herald routinely publishes Hindu-phobic articles, including one where it said Hindu epics were replete with misogyny and Me Too instances. Remember, Congress celebrates Tipu Jayanti despite knowing that he demolished hundreds of temples and converted and butchered lakhs of Hindus. And who can forget that the phrase saffron terror was coined by the Congress and that it wanted to pass the communal violence bill where only the majority, i.e. Hindus, would be held guilty in a communal riots. Rahul, just 20 seconds, Madhav, please. The Congress dispensation in 2004 asked a Hindu Doordarshan anchor to not display his Hindu sacred symbol Kalava. Remember how Congress leaders publicly butchered a calf just to mock Hindu sensibilities in Kerala? Recall how time and again, just 10 seconds, the Congress derides and insults and denigrates Hindutva, despite the fact that Supreme Court has asserted that, quote, Hindutva means the Indian culture and not merely Hindu religion, unquote. So Congress should be the last party and people to be standing up for Hinduism.